The sharp sound of a body hitting the ground made Gabriel O'Connor look up from his phone. Across the park, a woman in an expensive business suit had collapsed onto the jogging path. Her body was eerily still against the morning dew that coated the grass around her. "Lily, stay right here," Gabriel instructed his 6-year-old daughter, who was contentedly lining up pebbles on the edge of the sandbox. "Daddy needs to help someone." "Is that lady okay?" Lily asked, her small brow furrowing with concern. "I don't know, sweetheart. Just stay put." "I'll be right back." Gabriel sprinted across the playground, his worn sneakers skidding on the damp grass. He reached the woman in seconds, kneeling beside her crumpled form. Up close, she was striking high cheekbones, smooth olive skin, and dark hair pulled back in a tight bun. Everything about her screamed money, from her perfectly tailored charcoal suit to the diamond studs in her ears. "Madam, can you hear me?" Gabriel gently turned her onto her back, relieved to see her chest rising and falling. He checked her pulse, rapid but steady. "Madam." Her eyelids fluttered, revealing deep brown eyes that struggled to focus. "What happened?" she murmured. "You fainted. Just lie still for a minute," Gabriel said, pulling off his jacket and folding it under her head. "I'm Gabriel. Do you know where you are?" She blinked several times. "The park." "I was jogging before work." She tried to sit up but winced. "Take it slow," Gabriel cautioned. "What's your name?" Zara Abernathy." Her voice was cultured, with the faintest hint of a New England accent. "Have you eaten today, Zara? Any medical conditions I should know about?" She hesitated. I haven't eaten since yesterday morning. I've been in meetings for 36 hours straight." Gabriel frowned. "That would explain it. Stay put, I'm calling an ambulance." "No," Zara's hand shot out, grabbing his wrist with surprising strength. "No ambulances, I'm fine." "You're not fine, you collapsed." "I just need food and rest. Please, I have a board meeting in 2 hours." Gabriel studied her face. The pallor of her skin and the shadows under her eyes told a story of exhaustion. "Board meeting or not, you need medical attention, Daddy." Lily's voice piped up from behind him. She was trotting across the grass, clutching her backpack. "Is the pretty lady sick?" Gabriel sighed. "Lily, I told you to stay put. I brought my juice and sandwich for the lady." Lily held out her lunch bag with solemn determination. Gabriel couldn't help but smile at his daughter's kindness. "That's very thoughtful, sweetie, but thank you," Zara interrupted, her voice softening as she addressed Lily. "That's the nicest thing anyone's done for me all week." Gabriel watched as his daughter carefully opened her lunch bag and handed Zara an apple juice box and half a peanut butter sandwich wrapped in wax paper. "I'm sorry it's squished," Lily said seriously. "Daddy makes them in the morning and my backpack makes them flat." A ghost of a smile appeared on Zara's face. "Flat sandwiches are my favorite kind." She took a small bite and the color began returning to her cheeks almost immediately. "See, I'm already feeling better," Zara said to Gabriel. "No ambulance needed." Gabriel wasn't convinced. "At least let me call someone for you. A friend, family member?" Zara shook her head. "My assistant is at the office preparing for the meeting and my family." She trailed off. "It's complicated." "Well, you shouldn't drive," Gabriel insisted. "I can call you a cab." "Or you could drive me," Zara suggested, sitting up slowly. "I'd compensate you, of course." Gabriel hesitated. "I don't have a car. Lily and I took the bus here." Surprise flickered across Zara's face. "Oh, I'm sorry for assuming." "It's fine," Gabriel said quickly. "Look, I have my phone. Let me order you a ride share." As he pulled out his phone, an older model with a cracked screen, Zara seemed to really see him for the first time. His jeans were clean but worn at the knees, his shirt faded from too many washes. Despite this, there was a quiet dignity in the way he carried himself. "What do you do, Gabriel?" she asked suddenly. He glanced up from his phone. "I'm a carpenter. Freelance mostly, but I'm between major projects right now." Zara nodded, something calculating in her gaze. "And Lily, she's lovely." "Thank you, she's the best thing in my life." The pride in his voice was unmistakable. "Daddy builds beautiful things," Lily chimed in. "He made my bed. It has stars on it." "Does it now?" Zara smiled genuinely at the child. "That sounds wonderful." Gabriel finished ordering the ride. "Your car will be here in 5 minutes." "Sure you don't want me to wait with you?" "Actually," Zara said, reaching into her purse and pulling out a business card, "I have a proposition for you." She handed him the card, which read Zara Abernathy, CEO, Abernathy Innovations. Gabriel's eyebrows rose. You're that Abernathy. The tech company, the very same. We're renovating our headquarters, and I've been unhappy with the craftsmanship our contractor has been providing. Would you be interested in consulting? I'd pay well. Gabriel stared at the card in his hand. Work had been scarce lately, and the rent was due in 2 weeks. Yes, I'd be interested. Excellent. Call the number on the card tomorrow morning. I'll tell my assistant to expect you. Zara stood carefully, brushing grass from her expensive suit. Are you sure you're okay to go to your meeting? Gabriel asked, concerned. Zara smiled, more color in her cheeks now. Thanks to you and Lily's sandwich, I think I'll survive. Thank you both. As her rideshare pulled up, Zara turned back to them. Gabriel, bring your portfolio tomorrow. And Lily's welcome to come if she needs to. And with that, she was gone, leaving Gabriel holding a business card that might just change everything. The next morning, Gabriel stood outside the gleaming glass tower of Abernathy Innovations, Lily's hand in his. He dropped her at school first, but her teacher had called in sick, and with no childcare options, he'd had to bring her along. Remember what we talked about, Lily pad. Best behavior. Lily nodded solemnly, clutching her coloring book and crayons, because this is important grown-up business. That's right. Gabriel took a deep breath and pushed through the revolving doors. The lobby was a marvel of modern architecture, soaring ceilings, marble floors, and a massive living wall of tropical plants. At the reception desk, a young man with stylish glasses looked up. Can I help you? I'm Gabriel O'Connor. I have an appointment with Miss Abernathy's assistant. The receptionist checked his computer. Ah, yes, Mr. O'Connor. Please take the express elevator to the top floor. Miss Chen will meet you there. Gabriel and Lily rode up 50 floors in silence, his portfolio clutched tightly under his arm. When the doors opened, they were greeted by a sleek, minimalist reception area and a sharp-eyed woman in a tailored pantsuit. Mr. O'Connor, I'm Vivian Chen, Miss Abernathy's executive assistant. Her gaze dropped to Lily. And who might this be? This is my daughter, Lily. There was a child care issue. Miss Abernathy said it would be okay to bring her. Vivian's expression softened slightly. Of course, follow me, please. She led them through a series of corridors to a large conference room where Zara Abernathy stood surrounded by architectural plans. Today, she wore a deep blue dress that complemented her olive complexion, her dark hair loose around her shoulders. She looked up as they entered, and Gabriel was struck by how different she appeared from the exhausted woman in the park. Gabriel, thank you for coming. Her smile was warm but professional. And Lily, what a pleasant surprise. Lily gave a small wave. Hello, lady who ate my sandwich. Zara laughed, a surprisingly full and genuine sound. That sandwich was delicious. I've ordered some snacks for us today, too. She gestured to a side table laden with fruit, pastries, and juice. Wow. Lily's eyes widened. Can I have a strawberry, Daddy? Go ahead, but stay at that table, okay? Gabriel set up her coloring book while Vivian helped her with the snacks. Zara got straight to business, showing Gabriel the plans for the renovation. We're gutting the executive floor and several client spaces. The contractor we hired does adequate work, but there's no artistry. When I saw how you spoke about your craft, I thought you might have a different perspective. Gabriel studied the plans carefully. These designs are beautiful, but the implementation details are lacking. Your contractor is cutting corners on materials and joinery. Zara nodded. That's exactly what I suspected. What would you do differently? For the next hour, Gabriel walked her through his vision, sketching alternatives and explaining the benefits of his approach. Zara listened intently, asking sharp questions that revealed her own knowledge of construction and design. Your work is exceptional, she said finally. I'd like to hire you to oversee the custom woodwork for the entire project. It's a 3-month commitment, full-time. Are you available? Gabriel tried to keep his expression neutral despite his racing heart. I would need to know the compensation before I could commit. Zara named a figure that was triple what Gabriel typically earned in a month. Plus materials, of course. Gabriel swallowed hard. This job would solve his financial problems for the foreseeable future. When would you need me to start? Monday, is that enough time? Yes, Gabriel said, his mind already racing through the logistics. Childcare for Lily would be his biggest challenge. As if reading his thoughts, Zara added, "We have a corporate childcare facility in the building for employees. Lily would be welcome there during your working hours." Gabriel looked over at his daughter, who was contentedly coloring while chatting with Vivian. "That's very generous, thank you." "It's practical," Zara replied, but her eyes lingered on Lily with something like wistfulness. Children should be nurtured while their parents work. There was a story there, Gabriel thought, but it wasn't his place to ask. Instead, he extended his hand. "I accept your offer, Miss Abernathy." "Zara, please," she said, her handshake firm. "Welcome aboard, Gabriel." The first few weeks flew by in a blur of activity. Gabriel threw himself into the project, designing custom pieces for the executive offices and client meeting rooms. Lily thrived in the corporate childcare center, coming home each day with stories about her new friends and the amazing activities they did. Zara was a demanding client, but fair. She visited the workshop Gabriel had set up in a vacant office suite almost daily, reviewing his progress and offering suggestions. Often, she brought coffee for both of them, remembering how he took his after just one mention. "These cabinet inlays are stunning," she commented one afternoon, running her fingers over the intricate pattern he'd created. "Where did you learn to do this?" Gabriel set down his chisel. "My grandfather taught me. He was a furniture maker in Maine. I spent every summer with him from the time I was 10 until he passed when I was 20. You were close to him." "He raised me after my parents died," Gabriel said simply. "Car accident when I was 9. Zara's expression softened. "I'm sorry," Gabriel shrugged. "It was a long time ago." "What about you? How did you get into the tech industry?" Zara leaned against his workbench, surprising him with her willingness to chat. "Family business. My father started the company in the garage, classic Silicon Valley story. I was coding by the time I was 12. And now you run the whole operation." "Since my father retired 5 years ago, yes." Something flickered in her expression. "It wasn't exactly voluntary on his part, health issues. That must have been difficult, taking over so suddenly." Zara's smile was tight. "I was prepared professionally. Emotionally, that's another story." She straightened up. "Anyway, I should let you get back to work." But instead of leaving, she lingered, watching him work. The silence between them was comfortable, and Gabriel found himself enjoying her presence. "Do you ever take a day off?" he asked eventually. Zara looked startled by the question. "Of course, sometimes." "When was the last time?" she thought for a moment. "I took last Christmas Day off," Gabriel laughed. "That was 8 months ago, Zara." "Well, when you're responsible for 3,000 employees and shareholders breathing down your neck, days off become a luxury." There was no bitterness in her tone, just statement of fact. "Even CEOs need to recharge," Gabriel said, setting down his tools. "What do you do for fun?" The question seemed to genuinely perplex her. "I read business journals, travel for work." "Those aren't hobbies, they're extensions of your job." Gabriel shook his head. "What about family, friends?" "My father's in a care facility. Early onset Alzheimer's. My mother lives in France with her second husband. And friends." Zara hesitated. "My position makes genuine friendships complicated." Gabriel felt a pang of empathy. Despite her wealth and success, Zara Abernathy was lonely. "Lily and I are going to the botanical garden this Sunday. They have a butterfly exhibition she's been excited about. You should join us." The invitation surprised them both. Zara blinked. "I couldn't impose on your time with your daughter." "It's not an imposition if we're inviting you," Gabriel said. "Besides, Lily talks about you constantly. Miss Zara has the prettiest shoes. Miss Zara knows all about butterflies because she told me." A genuine smile lit up Zara's face. "She's an extraordinary child." "So, will you come?" Zara hesitated only briefly. "Yes, I'd like that very much." Sunday dawned bright and clear. Gabriel dressed Lily in her favorite yellow sundress and helped her make a butterfly spotting journal from construction paper. "Is Miss Zara really coming with us, Daddy?" Lily asked for the third time as they waited outside the garden entrance. "She said she would, sweetie." "Will she wear her fancy clothes?" Gabriel chuckled. "I'm not sure, maybe she has casual clothes too." The answer came moments later when Zara appeared, looking completely transformed in jeans, a simple white blouse, and canvas sneakers. Her hair was pulled into a casual ponytail and she wore minimal makeup. "Miss Zara," Lily squealed, running to her. "You look like a regular person," Zara laughed, kneeling to Lily's level. "Is that a good thing?" "Yes, now you can run and not worry about your pretty shoes getting dirty." "Exactly what I was thinking." Zara looked up at Gabriel with a smile that made his heart skip. The day unfolded with unexpected ease. They wandered through the butterfly pavilion, Lily's excitement contagious as she carefully recorded each species they spotted in her journal. Zara, it turned out, really did know about butterflies, pointing out rare species and explaining their migration patterns. "How do you know all this?" Gabriel asked as they watched Lily attempt to coax a monarch onto her finger. "I wanted to be an entomologist before the family business took over," Zara admitted. "I still read journal articles when I can't sleep, which is often, I'm guessing." Zara's smile was rueful. "More often than I'd like." After the butterfly pavilion, they explored the rest of the gardens, stopping for a picnic lunch that Gabriel had packed. He'd prepared simple sandwiches, not squished this time, fruit, and homemade cookies. "These are delicious," Zara said, savoring a cookie. "You're a man of many talents, Gabriel O'Connor. Daddy makes the best cookies," Lily agreed, chocolate smeared on her cheek. "He says the secret is extra vanilla." "Is that so?" Zara's eyes met Gabriel's, warm with amusement. "Lily, that was supposed to be our secret recipe," Gabriel mock scolded, wiping her cheek with a napkin. "Oops," Lily giggled. "But Miss Zara can know our secrets. She's our friend." Gabriel watched as something vulnerable flashed across Zara's face before she composed herself. "I'm honored to be your friend, Lily." After lunch, Lily spotted a playground and begged to go. As she raced off to the swings, Gabriel and Zara sat on a nearby bench. "She's incredible," Zara said, watching Lily fearlessly tackle the monkey bars. "You've done an amazing job with her." "Thank you." "It hasn't been easy since her mom left, but we manage." Zara turned to him. "I didn't know you were divorced." "Not divorced. We were never married. Sophie and I dated in college. When she got pregnant, we tried to make it work, but she realized parenthood wasn't for her. She signed away her rights when Lily was 2. Last I heard, she was teaching English in Japan." "That must have been difficult for you," Gabriel shrugged. "It was harder for Lily, but she was young enough that she doesn't really remember. Sophie sends birthday cards sometimes." "And you've been raising her alone ever since. No serious relationships. A few dates here and there, but nothing stuck. Between work and Lily, there hasn't been much time for dating." Gabriel turned to her. "What about you? No Mr. Abernathy in the picture," Zara laughed. "There was almost a Mr. Abernathy once. Aaron Jensen, CFO of a competing tech firm. We were engaged for 6 months. What happened? He wanted me to step back from the CEO position after we married, focus on starting a family while he managed my company." Her tone was light, but Gabriel could hear the old hurt beneath it. "Sounds like you dodged a bullet." "That's what I tell myself. Still, family dinners get tiresome when my mother keeps asking when I'm going to settle down like it's 1950. Gabriel watched Lily swing higher, her face pure joy. "There's a lot to be said for having someone to come home to, someone who cares if you're working yourself to exhaustion." Zara was quiet for a moment. "Like how you cared when you found me in the park." Their eyes met, and something shifted between them, a recognition, perhaps, of the connection that had been building over the past weeks. The moment was broken by Lily calling out, "Daddy, Miss Zara, watch me go down the big slide." They spent the rest of the afternoon exploring the gardens, with Lily chattering between them, often taking both their hands to swing between them. By the time they reached the exit, the sun was setting, casting a golden glow over everything. "This was wonderful," Zara said, her expression more relaxed than Gabriel had ever seen it. "Thank you for including me. We should do it again," Gabriel suggested. "Maybe next weekend, I'd like that," Zara said softly. Then, surprising both of them, she leaned in and kissed his cheek. "Good night, Gabriel. Goodbye, Lily Bug." As they watched her walk to her car, Lily tugged on Gabriel's hand. "Daddy, do you like Miss Zara?" Gabriel looked down at his perceptive daughter. "Yes, I do. Is that okay with you?" Lily nodded seriously. "She makes you smile the big smile." And she knows about butterflies. Both excellent points, Gabriel agreed, his heart lighter than it had been in years. Over the next month, weekend outings with Zara became a regular occurrence. They visited museums, went hiking, and once, memorably, attempted to fly kites during an unexpectedly windy day that ended with all three of them laughing helplessly as their kites tangled in a tree. At work, they maintained a professional relationship, though Gabriel noticed Zara finding more reasons to visit his workshop. Sometimes she brought design questions, but often she simply brought coffee and conversation, perching on a stool while he worked. "The board loves what you're doing with the executive floor," she told him one afternoon. Several members asked if you could do their home offices next. Gabriel looked up from the intricate molding he was carving. "Are you trying to keep me employed after this project ends?" "Maybe," Zara admitted with a smile. "Is that so terrible? Not at all. Though I was thinking of taking some time off after this. Maybe take Lily to Maine, show her where her great-grandfather lived." "That sounds wonderful," Zara said, but Gabriel caught a flash of disappointment in her eyes. "You could join us," he suggested impulsively. "If you can spare a week away from the company." Zara's expression brightened. "I haven't taken a real vacation in years." "Then it's about time, don't you think?" Before she could answer, Vivian appeared at the door. "Miss Abernathy, your 3 o'clock is waiting in the conference room." "Thank you, Vivian." Zara stood reluctantly. "Think about Maine, I'll call you tonight." After she left, Gabriel found himself smiling at nothing in particular. The prospect of spending more time with Zara, away from work and the city, filled him with anticipation. There was no denying it anymore, he was falling for Zara Abernathy. That evening, as promised, Zara called after Lily was in bed. "I've been thinking about Maine," she said without preamble. "When were you planning to go?" "The project should be finished in 3 weeks. I was thinking the week after." "I checked my calendar. I can clear that week, but I'd need to take calls in the evenings." Gabriel grinned into the phone. "So that's a yes." "It's a yes," Zara confirmed. "But Gabriel, there's something we should discuss before we take a trip together." Her tone made his heart rate pick up. "What is it? This connection between us. I think we both feel it, but I'm your client and there are professional considerations." "I understand," Gabriel said carefully. "What are you thinking?" Zara took a deep breath. "I'm thinking that I would like to explore what's happening between us, but not while I'm paying you. It complicates things. So after the project is completed." "Yes, if you're still interested then." Gabriel's smile widened. "Zara, I'm going to be just as interested in 3 weeks as I am right now, but I respect your boundaries." The relief in her voice was palpable. "Thank you, and Gabriel, I'm really looking forward to Maine." The remaining weeks of the project flew by. True to her word, Zara maintained a professional distance during work hours, though their evening phone calls became a cherished ritual. Gabriel would call after putting Lily to bed, and they'd talk about everything and nothing, their childhoods, their dreams, their favorite books. The day Gabriel installed the final piece, an intricately carved conference table for the boardroom, Zara arranged a small celebration. The executive team gathered to admire his work, champagne flowing as Zara gave a speech about craftsmanship and vision. "To Gabriel O'Connor," she concluded, raising her glass, "who reminds us that true quality can never be rushed or compromised." Later, after the executives had dispersed, Zara found Gabriel in his workshop, packing his tools. "That was quite a send-off," he said, smiling at her. "Thank you." Zara closed the workshop door behind her. "I meant every word. What you've created here is extraordinary, Gabriel. It's been an incredible opportunity. Thank you for taking a chance on me." Zara stepped closer. "Best decision I've made in years, professionally and personally." Gabriel set down the chisel he'd been wrapping. "Does this mean our professional relationship is officially concluded?" A smile played at the corners of her mouth. "The final payment was processed this morning. You are no longer on Abernathy Innovations' payroll. In that case." Gabriel moved toward her, closing the distance between them. "I've been wanting to do this for weeks." Their first kiss was tentative, a gentle exploration. Then Zara's arms came around his neck, and the kiss deepened, conveying all the emotion they'd been carefully controlling. When they finally broke apart, Zara's eyes were shining. "Worth the wait," she murmured. "Definitely," Gabriel agreed, tucking a strand of hair behind her ear. So about Maine, Zara laughed, resting her forehead against his chest. I've already packed. Vivian thinks I've lost my mind taking a whole week off. Maybe you have, or maybe you're finally finding some balance. With you, Zara looked up at him, vulnerable in a way he'd never seen before. With me, with Lily, with life outside of this building. Maine was everything Gabriel had promised, and more. They stayed in his grandfather's old cottage, a charming if slightly weathered structure perched on a cliff overlooking the Atlantic. Lily was enchanted by the tide pools and spent hours collecting shells while Gabriel and Zara walked the beach, talking and planning and simply enjoying each other's company. In the evenings, after Lily was asleep, they would sit on the porch swing, wrapped in blankets against the coastal chill, sharing stories and kisses beneath the stars. I could get used to this, Zara admitted on their last night, nestled against Gabriel's side. The quiet, the simplicity. You'd be bored within a month, Gabriel teased. You thrive on challenge and complexity. Maybe, or maybe I've just never given myself permission to want something different. She looked up at him. Something like this, like us. Gabriel kissed her softly. What exactly are we, Zara Abernathy? Zara's eyes were serious in the moonlight. I think we're falling in love, Gabriel O'Connor. At least I know I am. The honesty of her admission touched him deeply. I fell for you weeks ago. Probably that day in the botanical garden watching you with Lily. She's easy to love, Zara said. So are you. Does it scare you? How fast this is happening? Zara considered the question. It should. I'm usually methodical about everything, but this feels right, like finding something I didn't know I was missing. Gabriel tightened his arm around her. I know exactly what you mean. 1 year later, Gabriel stood in the workshop behind the house they now shared, a spacious but cozy home halfway between the city and the coast. He put the finishing touches on a cradle, the wood smooth and gleaming, the design both modern and timeless. It's beautiful, Zara said from the doorway, one hand resting on her swollen belly. The baby's going to love it. Gabriel set down his sandpaper and crossed to his wife, pulling her into his arms. How are you feeling? Enormous, Zara laughed. But good, doctor. Parker says everything looks perfect. 5 more weeks, Gabriel marveled, his hand joining hers on her stomach. I can hardly believe it. I can, Zara said dryly. I'm the one carrying your son around. A small voice piped up from behind them. When is my brother coming? You said soon, but that was forever ago. Gabriel turned to find Lily in the doorway, hands on her hips in an uncanny imitation of Zara's executive stance. Soon means a few more weeks, Lily pad, Gabriel explained. Babies need time to grow big and strong before they're ready to meet us. Lily considered this. I made him another picture for his room. It's a butterfly because butterflies are how our family started. Zara's eyes filled with tears, pregnancy hormones, she'd claim later. That's a beautiful thought, Lily. Can I feel him kick again? Lily asked, approaching cautiously. Zara took Lily's small hand and placed it on the spot where the baby was most active. Moments later, Lily's face lit up. I felt him. He's saying hi to me. He knows his big sister's voice, Gabriel said, his heart full as he watched the 2 most important people in his life bonding with the newest member of their family. Later that night, after Lily was asleep, Gabriel and Zara curled up together in their bed, reviewing plans for the baby's arrival. I never imagined this would be my life, Zara mused, her head on Gabriel's chest. Running Abernathy Innovations from home 3 days a week, married, about to be a mother. Regrets? Gabriel asked, though he already knew the answer. Not a single one, Zara said firmly. I've never been happier. She tilted her head up to look at him. What about you? Ever regret helping that fainted millionaire in the park? Gabriel laughed, kissing her forehead. Best decision I ever made, though I have to give partial credit to Lily's squished peanut butter sandwich. A culinary masterpiece, Zara agreed solemnly. I'll never look at a peanut butter sandwich the same way again. We should serve them at our anniversary party. Squished, of course. Of course. They fell silent, content in each other's arms, the moonlight spilling through the windows illuminating 2 people who had found in each other exactly what they needed him, security and partnership, her balance and family. And together, a love neither had expected but both had longed for. In the quiet night, their baby kicked, As if affirming the rightness of their union, a family forged from a chance meeting in a park. A fainted millionaire and a struggling dad who had helped himself not just to her heart, but to a future brighter than either of them could have imagined.